What heaven authorized on your behalf is slipping through your hands. This was never just opportunity. It was divine alignment. Take it now or it vanishes. Beloved, hear the word that comes not from man, but from the throne of the living God. There are moments that unfold on earth which look like ordinary chances, moments that appear as common opportunities, but in truth, they are divine alignments written into eternity long before your feet ever walked this soil. What you stand before right now is not man's offering. It is heaven's authorization, a heavenly decree signed in the courts of the Most High with your name sealed upon it. And yet, what heaven has set into your hands is trembling, beginning to slip, not because it has lost its strength, but because distraction, delay, and hesitation have caused your grip to loosen. You are standing in a window of divine timing, and windows are not permanent. They open and they close. This one has opened, but if you do not act with obedience, it will close swiftly, and what was once granted could pass beyond your reach. This message is not for the multitudes. It is not for the crowd. It is for the chosen. It is for the one who has been marked, for the one who has been set apart by heaven's signature, for the one carrying a mantle that others cannot see, but heaven cannot ignore. That is why you feel the pull in your spirit. That is why you feel the unease in your chest. That is why something inside of you knows this is not just another passing moment. It is divine alignment. It is heaven's orchestration. It is the fulfillment of a plan that has been written long before you ever prayed, long before you ever dreamed, long before you ever cried out. And yet, it is slipping. It is trembling. It is pulling away, not because heaven has revoked it, but because your hands are full of noise, full of distraction, full of the voices of others, when heaven is demanding silence, stillness, and obedience. You must understand this. Heaven-authorized alignments do not bow to human schedules. They bow only to obedience. What God has placed before you is fragile, not because it lacks strength, but because it requires your stillness, your surrender, your immediate yes. Delay is dangerous. Hesitation is costly. But stillness is power. Obedience is the key that reclaims what is slipping. Silence is the posture that keeps what is yours in your hands. This alignment is not waiting for tomorrow. It is calling for you now. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. Beloved, hear me now with urgency, for the Spirit of the living God is pressing close, and heaven itself is bending low to release this word into your spirit. This is no ordinary hour. This is not another passing moment of inspiration. This is an interruption from eternity, a divine signal, a whisper from the courts of heaven meant to shake you from complacency and awaken you to the urgency of your season. I, Michael, stand as a messenger of fire, declaring over you that heaven has drawn near, heaven has leaned in, and heaven is speaking into your life with authority. You are not hearing this by accident, for this word was written into your timeline, and now the appointed time has come. There is a holy weight in the air, a heaviness that marks the presence of divine alignment. Heaven is not only observing you, heaven is testing you. In the next 24 hours, decisions will press against your spirit. Before this week closes, the window of heaven's authorization will narrow, and what was meant for you can either be seized by your obedience or forfeited by your delay. Do not take this lightly. The hour is short, and heaven is counting every moment. Delay is not just postponement. Delay is loss. Delay is forfeiture. Delay is surrendering what was already placed into your hands. This message comes as a divine interruption, and interruption never feels convenient. Interruption breaks rhythm. Interruption unsettles. Interruption shakes the ground under your feet so you will not continue in a cycle of distraction. This word is meant to disturb the patterns of distraction that have been surrounding you. Heaven is saying, stop. Listen. Watch. Be still. The window has opened, but it will not remain open indefinitely. You are standing in the middle of a fragile alignment, one that was authored in eternity and now waits for your response on earth. The Spirit of God says, this is not an opportunity, this is destiny. This is not chance, this is a covenant. This is not random, this is divine alignment. Heaven authorized your breakthrough. Heaven authorized your release. Heaven authorized your elevation. Yet even now, your hesitation has caused what was given to tremble in your hands. This is why you feel unrest in your spirit. This is why you feel the tugging in your chest. This is why your sleep has been interrupted and your peace has been shaken, because heaven is calling for immediate obedience. The loved, this message is not for the many, it is for the marked. This word is not for those content with the surface. It is for those who have been chosen to carry the deep. If you are hearing this, heaven has already stamped you with the seal of alignment. But now, you must respond. Stillness is not weakness, it is strength. Silence is not defeat, it is authority. And obedience, swift, unquestioning obedience, is the only key that will keep what heaven has authorized from slipping completely out of your grasp. This is heaven's interruption. This is heaven's warning. This is heaven's invitation. Do not ignore the whisper. Do not miss the timing. For the Spirit says, act now, or the moment will vanish. Type I will obey in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is surrounding you now. Child of destiny, there has been a mystery unfolding around you, a mystery that others can sense, but cannot explain. Look around and you will see it, the whispers, the subtle shifts, the quiet curiosity of those near you. They cannot name it, but they can feel it. They do not see heaven's full design, but they sense there is a movement around you, an unseen stirring that sets you apart. They may call it luck, they may call it coincidence, but what they are sensing is divine alignment pulling at your life. And yet, while others catch glimpses of your destiny, you feel the unrest within yourself. You feel something slipping. You feel the weight of something trembling in your hands. You know heaven has authorized something, but you cannot fully grasp why it feels as though it is drifting away. This is where the enemy has moved subtly. Distractions have been woven into your days like threads meant to pull your focus apart. Gossip has whispered at your door. Confusion has clouded your steps. Small, seemingly unimportant delays have multiplied into larger interruptions, until what was once sharp in your spirit now feels blurred. The enemy's tactic has not been to take the blessing away. No, that is not his power. His tactic has been to distract you long enough for you to let go of what heaven placed in your hands. He cannot steal what is authorized, but he can make you miss what is yours if you do not stand firm in silence and stillness. Listen carefully. The mystery you feel is heaven's warning. The unease in your spirit is not chaos. It is confirmation. That restlessness, that stirring in your chest, that inability to settle is the Spirit of God shaking you awake. The slipping you feel is not the loss of your blessing. It is the signal that time is urgent. The alignment requires your immediate obedience. You cannot afford to dismiss this inner disruption, for it is heaven's way of speaking when words are not enough. Yes, others see you and sense something. They see the shimmer of what you carry, but not the full weight. They recognize fragments, but heaven has not revealed the whole scroll to them. You alone are the vessel heaven chose, and this is why the pressure feels heavy. This is why the shaking feels personal. This is why you sometimes feel misunderstood, isolated, or even opposed, because you carry a mantle that cannot be explained in natural language. And because of this, heaven is requiring of you a different response than others around you. Beloved, the slipping you feel is not the end. It is the sign. It is heaven's alarm. It is the Spirit crying out to you, hold firm. Do not release. Do not surrender to distraction. What heaven authorized on your behalf cannot be stopped, but it can be missed if you do not discern the hour. Do not let the mystery confuse you. Let it anchor you. Do not let the emotional unrest shake you. Let it awaken you. For you are not losing what is yours. You are being called to tighten your grip in obedience, stillness, and faith. Type I am awake in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1444 is now activated over your life. Beloved, if this word is stirring your spirit, then hear me with open ears. The mission of releasing heaven's voice does not end with you. Every time you sow into this ministry, you are not giving to a platform. You are releasing oil into the lamps of others who are walking in darkness. Just as the word says, he that sows bountifully shall also reap bountifully. So your giving becomes a seed of light in someone else's midnight. I feel this strongly. Your support unlocks more voices, more reach, more souls being rescued from delay. I invite you, yes, you, to become part of this divine flow. You can release your support through super thanks, channel membership, or directly through PayPal. The link is in the description below. When you give, you don't just fund a message, you release rivers of living water into countless lives. And to every hand that gives, I declare prophetically, your harvest will not tarry, your seed will not die in the ground, and your obedience will be met with multiplied blessing. Do not delay. Move now, for the heavens are watching. Beloved, hear this clearly. What you are experiencing right now is not just a season of confusion. It is a battlefield. It is a war not waged with flesh and blood, but with unseen rulers and powers that despise your alignment. The slipping you feel in your spirit, the delay that tries to choke your obedience, the sudden storms of distraction that appear out of nowhere. These are not accidents. They are deliberate assaults launched by the adversary, for he knows you stand in the narrow place of divine timing. He knows heaven has authorized something with your name attached. He knows the course of eternity have decreed a shift in your life, and his only weapon is to break your focus before your obedience locks it into place. Do not mistake this pressure as a sign of weakness. Do not misinterpret this shaking as proof you have failed. No, it is proof of calling, proof of mantle, proof that heaven has chosen you as a vessel of alignment. For if there were nothing on your life, the enemy would not waste his time. If there were no heavenly decree written with your name, hell would not release this much resistance against you. Your warfare is evidence of your authorization. Your conflict is confirmation that you are marked. The adversary works not with obvious weapons, but with subtle hands. He does not always roar. Sometimes he whispers. He does not always strike. Sometimes he delays. He does not always steal. Sometimes he distracts until you let go of what is yours. But heaven is watching how you respond. Heaven is measuring your posture in this very hour. Will you let go under pressure, or will you hold firm in silence and obedience? This is why stillness has been commanded to you. Because stillness is warfare. Silence is strategy. Obedience is the weapon that defeats delay. Child of God, the battle you are facing is not a sign of abandonment, it is a sign of investment. Heaven has invested alignment into your life, and that is why you feel the heaviness. That is why you feel surrounded. That is why you sense time slipping through your hands. The truth is, you are not slipping, you are being tested. Your hands are being proven. Your heart is being refined. Your obedience is being weighed in the scales of heaven. And as you respond in stillness and faith, the enemy's schemes will collapse under the weight of God's decree. Understand this. The enemy cannot stop what heaven has authorized. He cannot cancel what has been signed in the blood of the Lamb. But he can try to delay you until the window closes. He can try to detour you into lesser paths. He can try to blind you with noise until you miss the whisper. That is why urgency fills the air. That is why your spirit feels restless. That is why you sense heaven leaning close. Because the Father is saying, do not miss what I placed in your hands. Do not let this alignment be lost in the fog of battle. Hold still. Stay steady. Stand strong. Beloved, the slipping you feel is not the end of your story. It is the enemy's last attempt to rob you of timing. But hear me now. You will not break. You will not fall. You will not lose what has your name written upon it. For heaven's decree is greater than the schemes of darkness, and your obedience will bring a reversal that silences every enemy. Type I am covered in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2299 is now protecting your alignment. Beloved, hear me with the weight of heaven's urgency. Within 72 hours, the atmosphere around you intensifies. The shaking you feel now is only the beginning. The next 3 days will bring either breakthrough or breakdown, depending on how you move. This is not to strike fear, but to awaken holy awareness. For heaven's window is narrowing, and the Spirit of the Lord declares, either you rise into what I have authorized, or the window closes, and what slipped will not return in the same way again. This is not a threat. This is divine reality. Heaven works in appointed times, not endless opportunities. There are seasons where doors remain open, and there are moments where doors shut suddenly, sealing away what could have been. You stand in such a moment now. The next 72 hours carry prophetic weight, and your actions, or your lack of them, will determine whether what is slipping is reclaimed or lost. Even now, movements are happening around you. Others are shifting into place. Conversations are being held in unseen rooms. Hands are being positioned, words are being spoken, plans are being formed. Some of them in alignment with heaven, and some of them against you. Heaven sees the plots of men, the secret designs of adversaries, the subtle moves of those who do not fully understand what you carry, but still desire to interfere. Do not be naive. You are in the middle of divine strategy, and every delay feeds the hands of those who plot against what heaven has authorized for you. The Spirit says, do not hesitate. For hesitation is the silent thief. Hesitation looks harmless, but it robs you of destiny. Hesitation is the gap where what is yours begins to drift. Obedience, however, secures favor. Swift obedience commands angels to move. Quick surrender activates divine order. Every moment you delay is a moment heaven cannot align on your behalf. But every moment you obey is a moment angels take flight to arrange your breakthrough. Child of God, do you not see? Heaven is not warning you to frighten you. Heaven is warning you to position you. Heaven is saying, move, obey. The time is not endless. The window will not remain open. The 3-day warning has been sounded because heaven wants you to be found faithful, not regretful. Heaven wants you to step boldly, not look back sorrowfully. The Spirit says, this alignment was not a suggestion. It was a decree. It was a heavenly contract. It was sealed with your name. But what is sealed must be claimed, and what is claimed must be guarded with obedience. Do not let what heaven authorized vanish because you thought you had more time. Do not assume tomorrow will hold the same weight as today. Do not think the window will wait on your convenience. It will not. Heaven's clock is moving, and your obedience must move with it. Beloved, take hold of what is slipping. Rise into the moment. Declare your yes. Move in silence. Walk in stillness. Step into obedience. For the next 72 hours will reveal whether your hands will hold or whether they will release what was destined to be yours. Type I will not delay in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3737 is now surrounding your path. Beloved, as the heavens thunder warnings, and as the enemy moves with schemes of delay, I now release over you protective guidance from the throne of God. Hear me clearly. What has been authorized for your life cannot be stolen, but it can be missed. The enemy does not have the authority to remove what God has signed, but he seeks to create so much noise, so much pressure, so much confusion, that you loosen your grip and let it slip away. That is why heaven is not only warning you, but instructing you. For your safety is not found in frantic activity, but in sacred stillness. Your victory is not found in loud arguments, but in holy silence. And your breakthrough is not found in endless striving, but in quiet obedience. The Spirit of God says, be still and know that I am God. This is not a suggestion. It is a command. Stillness is not passivity. It is power. Stillness is the weapon that disrupts the enemy's momentum. When you enter silence, you choke out the whispers of distraction. When you bow into stillness, you resist the currents of chaos. The adversary thrives on your movement, your panic, your reaction, but he cannot endure your stillness. For stillness invites divine presence, and where presence dwells, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Heaven is urging you to guard your atmosphere. Do not let gossip enter your ears. Do not let fear dominate your thoughts. Do not let chaos push you into decisions born of anxiety. Be still, child of God. Withdraw from the noise, for the next instruction will not be shouted, it will be whispered. And only in silence will you hear it. The alignment that is slipping from your hands will be secured when you quiet the storm within. This is not weakness. This is strength. This is not retreat. This is strategy. The enemy wants you to run frantically, to fight flesh with flesh, to weigh yourself thin with battles that do not matter. But heaven says, stand firm. Be still. Remain silent. For in your silence, heaven speaks louder. In your stillness, angels are dispatched. In your obedience, alignment is sealed again. Beloved, whisper these affirmations to yourself. Heaven backs me. What is authorized will not slip away. My hands will not release what God has placed within them. My silence is my shield. My stillness is my sword. My obedience is my guarantee. Speak it until it echoes in your spirit. Declare it until it drowns the noise of distraction. Prophesy it until it becomes the atmosphere around you. For what you declare becomes what you carry, and what you carry becomes what you manifest. Take comfort in this truth. Nothing and no one can take what heaven has decreed as yours. What is authorized is sealed. What is written cannot be erased. What is signed in the blood of Christ is eternal. But what you can do is miss it. If you refuse to align, if you refuse to obey, if you refuse to stay still. This is why heaven is calling you to shift your posture now. Protect what is yours not with fists of flesh, but with faith-filled stillness. Guard what is slipping not with endless words, but with silence that terrifies the adversary. Keep what is yours not with striving, but with obedience that unlocks the fullness of divine timing. Beloved, hold fast. Protect what has been entrusted. Stillness will preserve it. Silence will guard it. Obedience will secure it. Heaven has spoken, and heaven will honor your faith. Type I am protected in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5505 is now surrounding you. Beloved, hear this. You are not the same as you once were. The person who trembled with uncertainty, the one who hesitated in fear, the one who questioned their worthiness, that version of you no longer exists. Heaven has been refining you through fire, through silence, through seasons of delay, through the pressing weight of what felt like loss. Every tear, every sleepless night, every restless hour has not weakened you. It has forged you. You are stronger than you know. You are bolder than you realize. You are more anointed than you have dared to believe. This is the reason the enemy has fought so violently to distract you. He sees the fire rising in you, and he knows your obedience will unleash it. Heaven declares over you, you are not fragile. You are fortified. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are not slipping. You are shifting. The trembling in your spirit is not weakness, it is transformation. The shaking in your hands is not loss, it is activation. What you feel slipping away is not gone. It is making room for your wings to spread, for your authority to rise, for your voice to carry the weight of heaven's decree. The Spirit of the Lord says, "You are fire in the earth. You are wind in dry places. You are a voice in the wilderness. You are a rising flame that cannot be extinguished." Stop believing the lie that you are a victim. Stop clinging to the thought that you are unworthy. The very warfare you have endured is proof that you are valuable. The intensity of the shaking is proof that you are chosen. The very fact that heaven has spoken so clearly to you in this hour is proof that you are trusted with something rare. You are not merely surviving a moment. You are stepping into the mantle that was written for you long before your first breath. Beloved, see yourself as heaven sees you. You are not crawling anymore, you are soaring. You are not whispering anymore, you are roaring. You are not stumbling anymore, you are standing on solid rock. Divine alignment is not asking you to shrink. It is commanding you to rise. You are stepping into new authority, into greater clarity, into a season where your yes carries the weight of heaven's agreement. And when heaven agrees with you, no power of hell can stand against you. You must embrace this truth. You are the vessel of alignment. You are the carrier of promise. You are the one heaven trusted to hold what others could not. And now, the shift has come. You are rising out of hesitation. You are rising out of confusion. You are rising out of fear. The mantle rests on your shoulders, and heaven is saying, "Walk as the one I have chosen. Move as the one I have authorized. Speak as the one I have anointed." Beloved, you are not slipping away. You are stepping into your true self. The enemy thought he could break you, but he only refined you. He thought he could silence you, but he only made your voice thunder louder. He thought he could delay you, but he only positioned you for greater speed. The shift is here. Rise now, with fire in your spirit and wings in your soul. You are not who you were. You are who heaven has called you to be. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8080 is now igniting your path. Beloved, the Spirit of the Lord declares, what you thought was slipping from your hands was never abandonment, it was alignment. What you mistook as loss was in fact a test of your spiritual maturity. The unease in your spirit, the restlessness in your chest, the trembling of what seemed ready to escape your grip, all of it was heaven proving you. The Father does not test you to punish you. He tests you to reveal what is already inside of you, to pull forth the hidden strength that delay tried to bury, to awaken the authority you did not know you carried. Listen closely. Heaven did not authorize just an opportunity. Heaven authorized a shift. Heaven authorized a transition of power. Heaven authorized a new level of destiny. Opportunities come and go, but alignments are written into eternity. This is not about a single chance. This is about the reordering of your path, the unlocking of your mantle, the releasing of a new chapter written with your name. You are not merely stepping into a season of favor. You are stepping into the fulfillment of destiny itself. Child of God, understand this. Every slip you felt was designed to sharpen you. Every tear you cried was recorded in heaven's scrolls. Every cry of your heart became a testimony written into your alignment. The slipping was never loss. It was signal. It was heaven's way of saying, look deeper. Listen closer. Rise higher. For while others may have only seen glimpses of your calling, heaven has held the full design, and the time of unveiling has come. The Spirit says, this is your unlocking. This is your elevation. This is the moment where the mantle you carry becomes visible not only to you, but to those around you. Heaven has already declared your name in the courts. Heaven has already signed the decree. Heaven has already sealed the record. What is written cannot be erased, and what has been authorized cannot be revoked. This trial was never meant to destroy you. It was designed to promote you. The trembling was simply the final stage before the rising. Beloved, do not let fear disguise itself as humility. Do not let hesitation masquerade as wisdom. What heaven has declared is not fragile. It is firm. What heaven has aligned is not temporary. It is eternal. And yet, heaven demands your agreement. For alignment is not forced, it is partnered. The Lord is saying even now, your yes has the power to open what seemed closed. Your surrender has the authority to hold what seemed slipping. Your obedience has the weight to manifest what has already been written. So rise in faith. Stand in stillness. Walk in silence. And declare boldly, what heaven authorized on my behalf will not vanish. It will remain in my hands. It will manifest in my life. It will elevate me into the place I was created to walk. Type I am unlocked in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9119 is now surrounding your life. Beloved, as heaven is unlocking alignment in your life, I invite you to see this moment as more than a message. It is a movement. When you sow into this work, you are not giving into empty air. You are planting seeds in the soil of eternity. The word of the Lord declares, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. When you release support, you are releasing rivers of provision that flow into others' destinies. I feel this urgently. Your seed today is not just generosity. It is warfare. It is oil. It is fire sustaining this voice for souls who desperately need it. You can support through Super Thanks, channel membership, or through PayPal. The link is in the video description below. Every gift is a prophetic act, and I declare by the Spirit that every hand that gives will see supernatural return. Heaven will honor your obedience, and your seed will speak louder than your season. Move now, beloved, and release what heaven stirs in your heart. Beloved, now that the mystery has been revealed and heaven's decree has been declared, the moment has come for activation. For what good is a promise if it remains untouched? What power is there in alignment if the vessel refuses to step into it? Hear me clearly. Your yes is overdue. Heaven has been waiting. Angels have been positioned. The courts of eternity have already spoken, but your agreement is the final seal that manifests what was written. Do not delay, child of God. The time for hesitation has ended. This is the moment where you rise and declare, I will not let what heaven authorized slip through my hands. Your destiny cannot be activated by mere desire. It demands declaration. It requires obedience. It calls for the surrender of your will into the will of the Father. Heaven cannot force what you will not embrace, but the instant your yes is spoken, a chain reaction begins in the unseen realm. Angels begin to move. Doors begin to open. Alignments begin to fall into place. The trembling you once felt turns into strength. The slipping you once feared turns into stability. The confusion you once carried is replaced with clarity. All of heaven waits for the sound of your agreement. The Spirit of the Lord says, "Your silence has been your shield, but now your voice must be your weapon." This is the time to speak, to decree, to prophesy over your own life. Do not allow the enemy to narrate your story. Do not allow fear to dictate your next steps. Speak with authority. I align with heaven. I agree with destiny. I rise into what was written for me. My yes is final. My yes is loud. My yes is now. For every word you release in faith sends tremors into the atmosphere and seals your alignment with heaven's design. Beloved, urgency still presses. Do not think this moment can be postponed for another day. Heaven is speaking in the present tense. The Spirit is stirring now. The angels are watching now. The gates of destiny are open now. Do not let procrastination rob you of what eternity prepared for you. For if you wait, the window narrows. If you hesitate, the moment vanishes. But if you act, if you declare, if you obey, the manifestation will not be delayed. I say to you as Michael, messenger of the Most High, this is not just an encouragement. This is a commissioning. You are being sent into your next. You are being activated into destiny. You are being called out of hesitation and commanded into manifestation. The time for quiet contemplation is finished. The time for bold activation has come. Heaven is saying, step now, speak now, move now. Do not look back. Do not question again. Do not wait for another confirmation. Your spirit already knows. This is the hour. This is the call. This is the activation. Lift your voice now, beloved. Declare with unshakable faith, what heaven authorized will not slip away. My destiny is secure. My alignment is sealed. My obedience is complete. My yes has been spoken. Speak it, for heaven is recording it. Proclaim it, for angels are carrying it. Live it, for your destiny has already been unlocked. Type my yes is now in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 6066 is now activated over your life. Beloved, you must know this truth. What you are experiencing on earth is only the shadow of what is unfolding in the spirit realm. While your hands tremble with what feels as though it is slipping, heaven's angels are already negotiating on your behalf. There is a silent exchange happening, unseen transactions, holy bargains, divine movements where what was slipping is being weighed, measured, and restored. You cannot hear it with your natural ears, but the courts of heaven are alive with your name. Every prayer you whispered in secret, every tear that fell onto your pillow, every cry of surrender that rose from your spirit has been gathered as testimony in the throne room. And in silence, the angels carry these before the Father, saying, remember this one. Honor this one. Strengthen this one. Do not think heaven is deaf to your cry. Do not think silence means abandonment. In the spirit realm, silence is strategy. Silence is exchange. Silence is the holy currency where what you surrendered is being returned to you with increase. The enemy sought to trick you into believing that quietness meant defeat, but the truth is, in the unseen dimension, silence is thunder. While your mouth is closed, your spirit is roaring. While your body feels still, your name is echoing in the heavens. While you wait in obedience, heaven is moving in force. Child of God, understand this mystery. What was slipping through your hands was not being lost. It was being recalibrated. Heaven was allowing you to feel the weight of fragility so you would cling more tightly to obedience. Heaven was allowing you to sense the slipping so that your spirit would awaken to the urgency of timing. And as you yield, the silent exchange takes place. What seemed to escape you is being brought back by the hands of angels, strengthened, purified, multiplied. The Spirit declares, you have not been overlooked. You have been observed. You have not been abandoned. You have been advanced. Every moment of restlessness was a signpost that the exchange was underway. Every night of unease was heaven's whisper, hold on, your reward is being prepared. Beloved, the invisible realm is more alive than the visible. The tables are turning in the unseen. The scales are shifting in your favor. Agreements are being overturned. Traps are being dismantled, and what slipped is circling back with greater strength. You will soon see with your natural eyes what heaven has been arranging in silence. And when it manifests, you will realize that your stillness was never wasted, your obedience was never ignored, your waiting was never in vain. So take heart. The silence you endured was not emptiness, it was exchange. The waiting you carried was not punishment, it was preparation. The trembling you felt was not loss, it was transfer. Even now, angels are delivering what belongs to you. Even now, your name is being spoken in the courts. Even now, the silent exchange is sealing your alignment. Lift your spirit and declare, what slipped is being restored. What was delayed is being released. What was trembling is being stabilized. My obedience is my guarantee, and my silence has spoken louder than my words. Type heaven is moving in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3333 is now releasing restoration over your life. Beloved, hear the thunder of heaven's decree. What slipped through your hands is not only returning, it is returning with increase. The God of justice does not allow his chosen to walk in permanent loss. No, he is the God who restores the years the locusts have eaten, the God who multiplies what was diminished, the God who turns the schemes of the enemy into stepping stones for your destiny. The very thing you feared was gone forever is circling back, stronger, brighter, heavier with glory than it was before. This is the hour of divine reversal. Do you not see it? Every attempt of the adversary to delay you has backfired. Every distraction sent to weaken you has instead sharpened you. Every storm allowed in your path has only made your roots dig deeper. The one who plotted against you has dug his own pit. The one who schemed against you has fallen into his own snare. Heaven's scales have already tipped, and justice has been served in your favor. The enemy's handwriting of accusation has been erased by the blood of the Lamb, and the record now testifies of your faith, your endurance, and your obedience. The Spirit of the Lord declares, I am the God who reverses verdicts. I am the God who overturns decrees. I am the God who breaks chains and restores crowns. What slipped shall not only be returned, but multiply. What was delayed shall come forth, accelerated. What the enemy tried to bury shall rise as a testimony. Beloved, divine reversal is not a theory. It is your portion. Heaven has declared war against the injustice that tried to strip you. The delays that once mocked you will now bow before you. The same voices that gossiped against you will witness your vindication. The very situations that caused you to tremble will become platforms of your elevation. Justice is not coming slowly, it is already being enacted. The gavel of heaven has struck, and the ruling is in your favor. Understand this. Divine reversal does not just return what was lost, it returns it with increase. Job lost much, but his ending was greater than his beginning. Joseph was betrayed, but his pit became his throne room. Esther was an orphan, but her name was lifted above queens. So it shall be with you. What slipped is circling back, but heaven is multiplying it. Where you thought you had only fragments, heaven is returning fullness. Where you thought you were empty, heaven is filling you to overflow. The Spirit says, your days of watching opportunities vanish are over. Your season of feeling destiny slip through your fingers has ended. Now, watch as what was lost returns as abundance, as what was broken returns as blessing, as what was delayed returns with acceleration. Beloved, you will no longer live in the shadow of what slipped. You will stand in the testimony of divine reversal. Heaven has shifted the scales, and your obedience has secured the victory. Rise now, not as one who lost, but as one who has been vindicated. Speak boldly, I walk in restoration. I live in justice. I move in divine reversal. What was slipping has been secured, and what was stolen is returning sevenfold. Type divine reversal in the comments if you received this message. Blessing code 7770 is now surrounding your restoration. Beloved, as this word closes, I speak over you with the authority of heaven. What was slipping from your hands has been secured. What heaven authorized on your behalf will no longer tremble, no longer drift, no longer vanish. You are stepping out of hesitation and into alignment. You are walking out of confusion and into clarity. You are rising out of delay and into divine timing. This was never just an opportunity, it was always alignment. And heaven has declared that your alignment will not slip again. Hear this blessing. You are sealed by the Spirit. You are seen by the Father. You are sent by heaven into the place prepared for you before time began. No force of hell, no scheme of man, no whisper of doubt will be able to steal what is now established. The window that once felt fragile is now strengthened by your obedience. The trembling that once made you fear has now become a testimony of faith. Your alignment is secure. Your destiny is activated. Your elevation is sealed. Walk boldly now. Do not look back at what almost slipped. Do not mourn what felt delayed. Heaven has already reversed the verdict. The scales are tipped in your favor. The blessing rests on your house. The mantle rests on your shoulders. The anointing rests on your life. Go forth, knowing you are not empty-handed. You are overflowing with what heaven decreed. You are chosen. You are marked. You are sealed. You are walking in divine timing, and the Spirit of the Lord declares, you will not miss what has been authorized. You will not lose what has been aligned. You will not let what was written slip away again. Take courage, child of God. The moment is yours. The alignment is yours. The destiny is yours. But type "I'm sealed" in the comments if you receive this blessing. Blessing node 8888 is now surrounding you with completion and overflow. As we seal this prophetic word, I invite you to carry the flame forward. This ministry is not built on empty words. It is fueled by the oil of God and by the faithful obedience of those who hear His voice. When you support this work, you are not just giving. You are sowing into eternal alignments, helping this message reach souls standing at their own fragile windows of destiny. The word says, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed, and I declare this over every giver. You can support through Super Thanks, channel membership, or through PayPal. The link is in the description below. Every seed is a prophetic act. Every offering is a key that unlocks alignment for others, and heaven remembers the hands that sow. Beloved, do not delay. Release your support now, and watch as God multiplies it back into your life as rivers of restoration and divine reversal.